And we're back with some Rimworld 40k. I'm going to pretend like we haven't taken a several month break and just dive right into things. I suppose I will at least kind of summarize how we ended up in the current situation. So if we jump back to the world map here, there was a raid source with some Mechanoid or a mech cluster that we needed to deal with. And so after having completed some other quests in, I think, vaguely this area, we sent our caravan on back home, and since then we've been working on the base a little bit, primarily digging out more space here and here as well. Again, just a quick refresher, we're going to be putting launch pads for drop pods in here, so we'll have 6 of them, and then of course we're going to have 2 more growing areas down here. I've been very slowly working on getting some gene seed implants going on our friends here. So I think Kono just got a 6th. Yes, he did. So Bubba can go ahead and get a 6th as well. Let's see. Perfect. I think 7 is already built for both of them. So it's just a matter of getting those queued up. Getting the operations queued up, I should say. Okay, so he's going to go rest in bed, and I've sent most of our Marines to this battlefield, so we only have a couple left, but Gordian is still here, so he can perform it. In a pinch, I think Heracus is also pretty competent at surgery. Excuse me, anyway. The Met Cluster is here. And as it happens, there's also a group of Eldar defending this area. Perhaps the Eldar are recruiting these sentient AI insectoids to this planet to fulfill some nefarious goal. That's pretty typical Eldar shenanigans. So I think what we're going to want to do is try to occupy this whole western kind of slice of the map here. And if we can, we want to try to draw the Mechanoids up this way, because these 2 factions may engage each other in combat. So we can capitalize on that. Psychic Suppressor, Auto Charge Turret, we're well out of range of that. Mini Slugger Turret. I don't think any of these turrets are going to be able to reach us if we stay where we want to. Of course, we'll need to be able to engage them back, though. And so that is potentially an issue. We will certainly see. I guess we should go ahead and just draft everybody. Okay, so everybody's drafted. Or are they? Now they're drafted. Okay. I'm going to need to figure out some battle plans, so I'm going to cut real quick while I arrange people, and then we'll dive back in once we're ready to fight. Alright, so I have a couple of strategically placed snipers, such as Cyrus, and then Elijah's going to take up a spot over here as well, and then Valorum down here. Hopefully they can kind of poke the enemy a little bit and get them to engage. Let's see. Don't melee attack it. You're going to need to move up to shoot that, probably. Let's see. We're going to have to sneak just a little bit here. I think if you go right there, you'll be able to shoot it. Oh, I guess you can shoot them too. But I'd prefer you shoot this. It's not going to let you. Doesn't look like it. Alright, come back here then. The Eldar are attacking. That's perfectly fine. Let's get you on that. Excuse me, that corner. We'll put Thule over there. Ariston, you're just there to make sure that nobody gets too close. Aramis, take that corner. Endymion, go in the doorway. I need you both engaging. Oh, and the game crashed. Wow. I didn't miss this at all. Alright, taking one more crack at this. Hopefully no more crashes. Cyrus is going to start engaging right off the bat. I'm wondering if we need a little bit more. Let's get Endymion down there, just in case. You guys aren't going to do a whole lot from that position, are you? So I'm going to move Thule there. About. But we should be dropping them left and right here. Interesting. What happened over there? Ah, the Eldar are engaging them. Okay. Wow, they all just fled. Okay. Do we go after them? I don't know, to be honest. I think instead what we'll do is we'll strategically move up here. Just the moment we move up, these are going to start engaging us. And I'd really prefer not to have that happen. But their range is equal to our range. So I don't really see an alternative. Let me get Avitus up here before we do anything stupid. Because I'm going to need his firepower probably. And then I think Cyrus's range will help as well. It looks like the Eldar are taken care of. I don't want to just charge in because there'll be lots of explosions. So I think what we'll do is we're going to move Avitus there. We'll put Valorum and Cyrus there. Let's get Endymion over here, Mechanics over here. And yeah, immediately we're going to take some fire. We may want to move in on this flank as well. Let's send Thule here and Orion there. And I'll even send Aramis. Okay, so we've got a little bit of cover. Cyrus got hit and stopped for some reason. That's most of their turrets down. Okay, that's all their turrets down. And now we'll engage the Centipede and the Brute. Doing pretty well so far here. Bolter Fire is pretty powerful, even against these really heavily armored enemies. Okay, if you can, shoot at this thing. I'll just let Avitus deal with it. Cool. Cluster has been defeated. Psychic Suppressor has been destroyed. And so mission is effectively complete here. I am going to ask... Let's see. I think we can claim all these. I'm going to ask Ariston to do some of the clearing. Antius can go to that one. And Tarkus can go to this one. And Elijah, you're just going to cover them from here. I wonder if it's worth taking the solar generator. Probably not. Okay, so we've got 2 beds. More importantly, some raw resources here. It might be worth deconstructing this, actually. We're not going to take it. How quickly can you do that? The rest of this, not very consequential. We'll pick up some of the stuff that they've dropped. And probably some of the Mechanoid corpses. But other than that, I think we're about done here. Obviously, we brought a pretty overwhelming amount of firepower with us. Didn't need nearly this many Marines. And I also thought we would get a better fight out of the Eldar. They mostly just fled. Okay, so that's that then. Let's go ahead and gather ourselves back up. Oh, I got to regenerate the planet because I had to restart my game. Okay, there we go. So let's reform. And of course, we're going home. It's going to take us a couple hours at most. And let's see. I'm going to go through this real quickly on my lonesome, and I'll come back when I'm done. So there really wasn't a ton of value. Obviously, some raw resources, but other than the components, it's mostly like crude stuff. So steel, I mean, steel's a dime a dozen. We'll take it, we can use it, but it's not particularly valuable. Only one Mechanoid corpse. We got a Lancer. I'm gonna leave the Brute because that's a demon and therefore heretical. Let's see what else. We'll grab a couple of the Eldar weapons because they're worth quite a bit. We can maybe sell them to the Death Watch or something. They like to play with Xenos weapons. A little bit of gold and silver, of course, and the rest is effectively furniture that we have no interest in. So I think we are good to go there. Oh, we've got to grab these meals. Don't want to leave those. Yeah, we'll take all this. Why not? Even if we don't use it, we can trade it. Okay. We're a little bit slower because of the extra materials we picked up, but still 0.2 days. No big deal. All right, and the caravan is already back. So we'll let them settle in for a bit. I looked back at the comments on a previous video. I don't recall which one it is now. The Cryptosleep caskets that the commenter was referring to is still potentially having things in them were these two. I was looking at the ones up here, which are all empty, but this one still, or sorry, these two may still have things in them. So we should investigate once our people are kind of settled in. We obviously want some Marines to do it just in case whatever is in there is hostile, which very likely is, unless there's of course nothing. So Cyrus did get clipped there by one of the turrets. It doesn't look like it was anything too bad, though it did break his leg. But certainly could have been worse, getting hit by something of that caliber. Let's allow that Lancer to be hauled so that we can turn it into some parts. Same with this Tomb Spider. I don't know why we're saving those. I have the corpses, the humanoid ones, forbidden because I need to basically manually extract the hearts out of those. If I just leave it up to the bills, they're only going to get human meat. I need to bring them over to this thing in order to actually get organs out. And it's hard to get the priorities such that they do it automatically. So I do have to micromanage that one, but it's important that we do because if we don't get hearts, we can't make secondary hearts, and those are required for every prospective Marine that we are trying to create here. Speaking of, I don't know if Bubba got his... Oh, he did get his catalepsy node. Okay, cool. It was taking a while. Alright, over here we're making some headway on our first drop pod hangar. We're going to kind of fill this out as we go. We obviously only have the one right now, so the rest of this isn't too much of a priority, but if I can at least get a place to station the one, that would be great. May even be worth trying to prioritize a second and actually building a second one, because the capacity of a single one of these is not that great. But we'll see. I'm just a little bit eager to get those going because that's going to really open up a lot of the map for us. Right now we're kind of limited to places that we can trek to on foot. And so if we can deploy via the sky, that will definitely allow us to take on a lot wider variety of missions. Let's see, how's our radar or our sonar doing? We had it out here and it picked up some stuff out there, and so we'll have all the way down to here when this is done. It'll be a while before we can get to all of it. We'll need to start doing a ground penetrating scan as well for certain resources, but for now just seeing where mineral deposits are is good enough. Honestly, probably not even necessary. For most of the resources that we need, we have an excess. Even for plasteel, which has been maybe the hardest to come by, we have a pretty good amount there. It'd of course always be nice to have more. We need that for all sorts of armor and things, but as it stands currently, we have enough. All right, we have a merc ship passing by. We should probably take a look at what they have to trade. Might be worth swapping some of these prisoners and whatnot that we have, if possible. Looks like we might be able to. Interesting. So, I honestly have no recollection of where Nate came from. Like, zero. Completely escapes me where the hell this guy came from. He's a pyromaniac, so he's certainly not going to be joining us. I think we will consider selling him. We could turn him into a servitor, but he's not really good at anything we would want a servitor to do. He's not really good at anything. So, yeah, Nate is going to be trade fodder. Let's see, Linda, are you good at anything? You're a Cadian. Well, I'm not going to be able to save you, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't really see much that she's useful for. J-Man really, really likes animals. Other than that, though, not particularly useful. And then Smiles, who has passion for a lot of things and could be, well, we don't need a researcher, do we? So, yeah, again, not particularly useful. I guess we'll just take this silver then. Do they not have any silver? Huh. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. Let's see what happens. Okay, so they literally have none. We have to barter or something. But they only have these three, and I don't want these three. I think we're just going to hold off then. I would have liked to take the silver, and then it would have been nice to get rid of some of these Eldar weapons too. I need to get them in a place where they're tradable, though. Do we not have a beacon up there? Also, I don't remember taking this ghost helm. But let's forbid all of these. There's a trade beacon somewhere. It's just covered. Yeah, it's here. And of course it doesn't reach. Let me do something real quick here. Let's go to the old miscellaneous. Is that where it is? Here we go. Wall-mounted orbital trade beacon. Let's put one right there. And that'll cover the rest of this stuff. And might even bleed into... No, it won't let me split rooms. That's fine. Somebody get on that? Wow, you guys were eager. Very eager. So if we wanted to, we could swap a couple of weapons for a few of the slaves that the mercs have. But again, I don't know what we would put them to use doing. Let's have Thule take one more look. Smiles had a lot of different skills. Hates dumb labor. And is a misandrist. None of that's going to matter if we turn him, her, into a servitor. I guess you're decent at mining. That might be the way to go. Okay, let's try to make this trade happen then. So 14... These Eldar weapons actually aren't worth that much. Oh, but this prism rifle basically covers the whole thing. I think that's good enough. We'll pay the remaining 77. Cool. Where did that person end up? There. Okay. Endymion, you're going to arrest Smiles. And we should probably confiscate that. Yeah, we don't want that lying around. Do I have nowhere to haul it? I guess just take it in your inventory. Take this in your inventory too. Party frenzy. Tarkus is not the person I would expect to be getting that. I'm looking around and I don't know what happened to Heracus's charge rifle. I wonder if it got turned into scrap. Like he dropped it and we just have an open bill running to turn everything into, or to smelt any weapons that aren't forbidden. Or I guess any weapons that are accessible. So it might be worth crafting him a Imperium weapon. I forget, are they all in here? There's all the armor. Yeah, okay. I mean, I made this mod, I should know, but it's been a while. Okay. We could give him just like a las gun or a hell gun. Heavy stubber could be fun. Let's go with a hell gun. That's going to put out a lot of firepower. And for somebody like him... God, it's like no man's land in here. I don't know who half of these people are. Somebody who's a pretty decent shot, I think they'll be able to make good use of that. Actually wonder if he can do that himself. Yeah, let's have him do it. I'll try to keep an eye on that, and we'll just have him immediately equip it. Otherwise, it might suffer the same fate. I thought I told them. I thought I set this bill up so that it wouldn't work for anything associated with the Imperium. But that doesn't necessarily... Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way. Yeah, okay, so none of our Astartes weapons... I guess I should be a little bit more specific. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through here and make sure that... I definitely got all the Space Marine weapons, but I don't think I got, like, hell guns or las guns or anything like that. Oh, maybe I did. Okay, well, should be good enough. So he's got invited to an annual expo for exchanging scientific discoveries. That seems very not Imperium friendly. Last time I went to an expo in Rimworld, though, it turned into a giant shootout. So I don't know if I want to take part in that right now. I'll leave the event open just in case I decide differently later, but for now I'm thinking probably not. All right, so as this is being mined out, I'm laying down these, not those, the light columns to prevent cave-ins and also to prevent work slowdowns because of a lack of light. My game is also locked up, which is a bit concerning, and might be it for us today. I'm going to pause here to see if our ticks will catch up. But this is not a good sign. It seems like anytime I build anything at this point, it's just grinding to a halt. I should probably do fewer blueprints at a time. That might help. I wonder if it's also something to do with the fact that there's like multiple things happening there. No, he's able to build it under there. Okay, we're going to go a little bit slower. It's definitely something to do with how they're fulfilling these build orders. Yeah, you can see he's not going to finish this. There's one work left. He's probably just going to leave it. And that thing's going to be stuck like that forever. And unfortunately, I haven't saved since we started the episode, so I'm going to lose all of this progress, more than likely. Yeah, I think we're screwed. So it's saying there's almost 60 ticks per second happening. I am in play, as you can see. It's not paused, but nobody is moving even an inch. So this might be recoverable. We'll see. I'm going to save here. I'll do a hard save and reload the game. And if everybody starts moving again, great. If not, then yeah, we'll sort that out if we need to. All right, I think we're back in business here. I'm just going to have to be a lot more conservative with how I place my blueprints, which is going to make this incredibly tedious, but, you know, what am I going to do? Speaking of, let's lay down some more underground conduits over here. We need to connect that. Should probably start doing them one at a time, honestly, but I'm willing to take small risks, I think. At least I have a hard save to roll back to now that is functional, if we have any more hiccups this episode. But yeah. I am aware, by the way, that this is off by a tile. I'm going to make this center walkway 3 wide, even though the door is only 2 wide. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. It might bug some people. It's going to bug me a little bit, but yeah, I felt like 2 was too narrow. So we're going to make it 3 and then just mirror the rest of this on over. Having it as 3 should also help a little bit with making sure it doesn't conflict too much here. Actually, I don't think I think it's still going to conflict regardless, but yeah. It shouldn't be a big deal. We are, after all, probably not going to need the full field of view of this bunker because it's going to be up against a mountain wall, essentially. But eventually, yeah, we will need to kind of dig these out. Something else I've been considering for a long time is putting a trade beacon down here, so that whenever we get a bulk goods trader, I can sell off some of this stuff. Let's do it right there. We obviously have more limestone blocks than we can probably ever use, and more limestone chunks than we know what to do with. So if we can turn it into a little bit of silver, that would be ideal. Yeah, all of our storage is currently occupied. I can start using deep storage. I just need... I've been reluctant to do that until I have a more finalized location for it. I don't want to build a bunch of like these things and then have to move them. All right, while we're hanging out, kind of waiting for construction to happen, I'm going to grab Thule, Endymion, and Michaelis. And we're going to crack open some Cryptosleep caskets here. Now, all 3 of these guys have bolt pistols, power weapons, and personal shields. Or I guess we'd call it like a Rosarius or whatever. So I think they'll be pretty safe. Let's also try to arrange them such that crossfire will be kept to a minimum. Of course, I say that, and now he's like pointed at... There's really no good place to put them. You know what? Give me one more. Give me Orion. And what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 to a side like this. And they'll be pointed toward the... or facing the walls when these things open up, so that the walls take the brunt of any misfires. Orion doesn't have a shield, though. I don't think anybody else does. Probably worth getting him one at some point. I'll have to see what we need in order to make ranged shield belts. They need to be ranged ones so that we can fire out of them. So, for example... yeah. These allow projectiles to go out, just not in. Okay, Endymion, open that. Nicholas, open. Oh, great, you have to go on the other side. And we got a Barnaby and a bloody corpse. Missing a head. Wow. Missing several things. Was an Eldar at one point. What about Barnaby here? Who's bodyguard? Decent shot. Cold, tolerant, fun-loving, and pretty. Jack Barnaby is pretty good Space Marine candidate here. So we need to recruit him. Let's see. Social. Apparently he knows some Cadians. Try to arrest him. What's he gonna do? Is he just gonna leave the map or what? 100% chance to arrest. I think we might have to arrest him in order to recruit him. Let's see. Does it give me any other options? I don't think so. Dude is pretty well equipped. Okay. Well, the ancients are pissed at me. Whatever. I don't remember if there's a better way to recruit them. I'm sure you guys are probably yelling at me that there was. It's just been so long since I've played this game, other than what you guys are seeing in these videos, so kind of falling off on a lot of the meta and whatnot. Let's see, we're going to recruit. Actually, Endymion, can you just recruit him right now? It says his recruitment chance is 100%, so I'm hoping that if Endymion just kind of stays on him, he'll join immediately. And there we go. Okay, so he's going to grab his Las Carbine. Oh, Castion's up and about. That's fine. So Barnaby's another Marine candidate we'll need to start working on implants for. I think now hasn't been worked on yet either. No, he is most certainly not. Okay, so we should probably get moving with these two then. So Bubba, you're due for a Preomnor. And you know what? Let's just queue up 789. And you're just going to rest until healed and hopefully survive all three of those surgeries in quick succession. So I didn't realize how goddamn slow Heracus is. I guess in some of our internal fighting he did take a leg injury. Apparently he also got brained pretty good, which is unfortunate. Martellus did it, of all people. I didn't realize that. So he is... Oh, God. Not great, honestly. Wow. Well, his sight and his hearing are okay. He is a tech priest after all, so I think what we're going to have to do is make a bunch of bionics. So what's it cost me for a bionic arm? Actually, bionic spine might be a good idea too. But let's start with limbs. Not too bad, but I have to make the base components first. So we need the simple ones, which are where? Why is this so... Let's do this. Okay. Wow, it's going to cost me Prosteel at every stage, isn't it? So we'll do 2 legs and 2 arms. And let's make a spine too, why not? Hopefully, by equipping Heracus with those, it will offset the manipulation loss. I should probably take Heracus off of surgery. Let's see. Doctor. Yeah, let's lower that priority a little bit. We're going to drop it to a 4. That way we can still order him to do it, but he's not going to do it voluntarily. This Hellgun is going to take a lot longer than I thought it would as well. It would probably benefit us to get some kind of light source going in here. Before I do that, though, I want to run conduits in the walls just so I have something to power it with. So let's give them very simple instructions here. We'll just start with those conduits. And then I'm not sure what exactly I want to use as a light source in here. There's going to be a lot of walls, so eventually we'll be able to just use... I probably won't use the sconces, just because they kind of suck. But we can use these guys, these wall lights. Oh no. Well, at least he didn't die and the injuries are relatively minor. Oh, there's 7. I was like, okay, what happened here? So 2 out of 3, that's not terrible. I'm going to put you back on herbal medicine for this particular thing. Gordian, you can continue doing that. Demetrios, you're at 15 for medicine. I'm genuinely surprised that you failed. I don't see... I mean, there's blood on the floor now, but I don't think there was any dirt in here when he was performing the surgery. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what would have caused that. Well, I think I made an extra multi-lung, so let's just queue up the next one. And Demetrius, where are you running off to now? Where are you, by the way? Playing horseshoes. Can you maybe just do this? He's already unconscious. Let's just... Oh, whoa, 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 hold on. Hold on a moment there, buddy. Where are you? Let's try this again. With the real medicine this time. Thank you very much. We might need to slow down on that a little bit. I think we're burning through it at a pretty rapid rate here. We still can't produce industrial medicine ourselves. Unfortunately, that is all dependent on Camisa, whose plant skill needs to reach 12. That, or we need to find somebody who has a plant skill of 12. Then we'll be able to start planting Neutral Leaf, which we can use to make industrial medicine. As it stands, we can only do the herbal stuff, though. Okay, and he did not almost die that time. So the multi-lung is in. As soon as he's able to move, we'll queue up the same thing for Kono. I'm trying to remember how many implants we actually need. Oh, all the way up to 16. So they still have a little ways to go here. We'll probably continue batching them just to get through it a little bit faster. But it's still going to be a little while before those two are ready to join our Marines as scout initiates. and then we can start working on the next two, which I think will be Now and Barnaby. And then we have a couple of people waiting to become tech priests as well. Daisuke, what was I going to do with you? I mean, he could be a Marine. Yeah. With a passion that high for shooting, he'll level up quite quickly. So even though he's awful at it now, it'll level up quick, and we can give him something just with ungodly fire rate so that he's just spraying bullets everywhere. And that should help. Who's about to break? Ericus? Oh, because he's basically stuck here working on this with a splitting headache too because of Space Marine bit his brain. Man, that is frustrating. I don't know if there's anything we can do. I didn't look that hard. I guess before we call it a day here, let's take one more peek at the prosthetics table. What else can we make? Is there anything that would help with his brain? What's going to help with sleeping, I assume? Neuro calculator. What does that do? This is not particularly helpful. Research speed plus 20. Okay. Man, I need to really dig for that one. Okay, so probably not that. None of these. No. Blah. Come on. Mind Screw is not going to help him. It's not going to be like a bionic brain, obviously, but... Pain Stopper might help him, because he is suffering some pain from that injury. That's really unfortunate, though. He was quite good at his job. Again, though, it seems like his biggest issues are moving and manipulation, and I think we can cure most of that with Bionics. It also might be worth seeing what operations we can perform on him right now. So, we can do all sorts of different... We have like 3 different flavors of lobotomy. Just practice surgery. No. Oh, we might be able to cure it. That seems a little gamey, though. So, I'm still going to do the bionic stuff. And we'll definitely cure, like, the gunshot wound to his neck. Because that's just a... Well, these are both scars, too, but, I mean, your brain kind of doesn't work that way. The leg won't matter because we're replacing it. So we'll do the neck at some point. Maybe the head, but probably not the brain. But the brain is giving him quite a bit of pain. I'm going to let him take a break. We have another merc ship passing by. Let's see what they have. Hopefully they're willing to buy bricks. Or useless people. And then we'll let them have Nate. If not, I'll turn Nate into like basically a Roomba servitor. What are you guys even doing? You're not selling anything and you have no money. So what am I supposed to do? That's annoying. Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't sell you anything. I can just kind of gift you things, I guess. not going to do that, though. Bubba is finally up, and that means Kono can get his bills queued up next. His operations. So 7, 8, 9. And he's good to go in terms of medicine. So let's ask him to rest until healed. I'm trying to get Gordian to focus on building these prosthetics so that we can work on Heracus sooner than later, but it is going to be a while. Unfortunately, we have to make the simple version and then turn it into the Bionic version, so it's doubling the amount of work that we need to do, which is a real bummer. Well, with that, I think we'll go ahead and call it here. I'm at about an hour and 15 minutes of recording time. I think we're going to end up with a slightly shorter video this time around because there's going to be so much cut out from having to reload the game and a lot of downtime, just pawns running around doing busy work. I'm hoping that soon the game will throw some raids or quests at us. I get the feeling that our storyteller might be broken, though. I mean, we did get this event, so maybe not. But it has been a while since we've gotten a raid. And we should be getting raids pretty frequently, given the wealth of this colony. Frequently and very large raids. We've been seeing kind of neither. I think the last one we had was the Tau. Still some guns littered about from that. But again, that was a while ago. Oh, I found the charge rifle. Well, uh-oh, what just happened? Oh, I guess ask and you shall receive. I mean, I got that on camera, so you guys saw. I didn't spawn that in. That is, that is very interesting timing. Empire of Perfection. So these are humans. Where are they landing? Over here? Okay. It's kind of hard to tell where they're actually touching down. I didn't mean to make this a cliffhanger, but we've got one nonetheless. Let's see next time around where they fall. Our turrets are going to start engaging probably immediately, and I don't expect them to last very long. These are regular humans, though. They're not a 40k faction, so they are going to get chewed up pretty good by our bolter fire. We'll immediately deploy our Marines out there, and I might just do a full-on bum rush because I don't think they're going to have very powerful weapons, honestly. So all my shielded Marines like Thule and Endymion and Michaelis, I think can just probably run right up and smash them in the face. Anywho, we'll save that for next time. Oh, coal. Okay. Anything else? I don't believe so. I think we'll be able to kind of start working on this in the next episode, actually getting it functional. And also, this is going to be a little while, so probably not that. Maybe getting some Bionics on Heracus can be our other focus. So we'll deal with the siege. We'll start on a drop pod bay, at least one of them, and we'll do some more surgeries and implantations and augmentations. Sound good? Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Rimworld with you. It's good to be back. I'm hoping that we can, famous last words as usual, get back to a little bit more regular upload schedule for this. Crashes allowing, of course. And I want to start looking at maybe another Rimworld series. I'd like to find out a way to kind of wrap up the Star Wars one, if I can even get it to load anymore. With mods and the fact that that one is on the current game version, Steam version, versus this one is completely isolated from Steam, so I can control it a little better. I don't know if I can still load that save. We'll certainly try and see if we can come to some kind of conclusion, but I have other stuff I've been working on for a long time that I'd like to implement at some point. Do kind of another medieval themed playthrough, so looking forward to that in the future as well here. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.